Right, this is Omoagbametala. Need to quickly talk about Shango Energy as well. Uh, what is Shango Energy? Right, before we start talking about who, it's always about what. Yeah, it's always what's always come from before who, because before things start manifesting on the physical plane, things always come from the spirit world. So that's why it has to be about what first, before we start talking about who. So now we're saying, what is Shango energy? Shango energy is the energy inside the human body as well. Like in my previous video, I emphasize that all these energies are all internal energy that resides in the human body, and which actually connects human body to the cosmos, to the primordial cosmic energy that always being there, the universal energy. So the Shango energy is that deity, the spirit deity that resides as part of the internal orishas in the human body. So it's kind of related to masculinity, kind of related to sexual, high-powered sexual energy. So on the aspect of who is being depicted now, because of who is being depicted as a male, just like Ogun is being depicted as a male as well. But if you really study closely and you let your intuition to guide you, you'll be able to see how these things could manifest in both male and female form. So, but Ogun energy, Shango energy is being depicted as a male figure. It has to do with virility. High-powered energy, masculinity, like kingly, yeah, a warrior type. But then again, Ogun energy is a warrior type as well. So Shango energy is, according to Yoruba, Yoruba science, Shango energy has a lot to do with Hoya, which is another powerful female warrior. I'm going to talk about Hoya later on in this session. So we all have Shango energy inside of us. I remember when I was growing up with my grandma, every time there's thunderstorm, my grandma would take she would just wrap herself with some hero. Usually hero is that long dress. It's part of the hero and buba, which is very typical dress attire that the Yoruba people in general, puts on. They call it Iran buba in Yoruba. The way the Yoruba people dress, but other ethnic group dress, similar in a similar fashion as well. So Shango is about virility, is about being virile, it's kind of being associated with sexual energy, but at the same time have the wisdom. Shango is being seen as like a rule in Kemetic science. Things that has to do with virility, but at the same time have wisdom. So it's not just about having the sexual energy, the sexual power, but it's about actually having the wisdom to use that sexual power. So I guess they're talking about the high sexual energy, while at the same time caters to the lower sexual energy. Shango energy has to do with male reproductive system as well. The whole glands, the male constitution, the male reproductive constitution. Shango energy has to do with that. So that's why Shango energy is being praised that much, because we live in a world that actually focuses a lot on sexual lower there's nothing wrong with that. That focus on our lower and higher sexual energy, but more so to the lower sexual energy, how we bring the children, how the soul manifests on this plane. So Shango energy is responsible for that. just a little digression there. So my grandma used to do that. Sorry, and she would just. And the moment thunderstorm, normally the rain follows. So and there's a lot of thunderstorm. So my grandma would just take off her clothes, just being left with some euro, and she would just wrap everything up and she start dancing in the rain, and she would be saying "Bara woko yami." So I used to ask her, what was that about? She always tell me that's the presence of Shango, and that was many years ago. And things that I still remember vividly to be able to talk about this. As I grow up into my studies, things start making sense to me. So based on things that my grandma used to do back in when I was growing up. So yeah, so Shango Energy is a powerful energy. It's a powerful warrior that has to do with wisdom as well. Which has to do with higher energy, and they bringing that wisdom, manifesting that wisdom on a lower energy that has to do with the procreation of life. Like you're talking about things that has to do with the mind energy, that like mind over matter, you know. So it's like you always about the mind first, the matter will follow, because the matter is more like a dense energy. You know, so the matter, mind over matter. So, yeah, so Shango energy is that energy that actually be in this area and kind of have influence in this area. So, yeah, and this energy works with the Oya energy, the female energy that has to do with the Chi energy again. I mentioned earlier regarding the Chi energy that has to do with Ogun energy. Like I always say, all these things works on all this energy works together. They always work together. No single orisha works alone, but all these orisha resides in human body. They all form our genetic makeup. Right, so we all have Ogun, we all have Shango energy inside all of us. The way, the aggression sometimes, the way we become very aggressive, that's the Shango energy. The way sometimes we do something without even thinking about the repercussion, that's the Shango energy. That's when you start talking about the lower forms of Shango energy. The higher forms of Shango energy is when now you start thinking before doing things, or you guessing about what the repercussion of what you do will be. That's the higher manifestations. Sorry, that's the higher manifestations of what Shango energy is. Like the way, say you're thinking about bringing a genius, like those type of desired children that some couples or some individual might decide that they want to have children, and they're thinking about how they want their children to be and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, when you start thinking about that with the right sexual energy, and Shango energy caters to this area. Like I said, Shango energy caters to the higher energy, and the lower energy just stay in between. So, but the interesting part is that a lot of people that talks about Shango caters more to the lower aspect, thereby negating the higher the possibilities that is possible. Yeah, with harnessing Shango energy. On a whole level, who is Shango? Shango is being depicted as a male again. So holding an axe, like an axe. My grandma used to tell me that there's something they call the Ose Shango, which is like a stone, a black stone, quite similar in color to the black tourmaline. So if you kind of if you have some kind of information regarding, if you have any kind of knowledge around the chakra, the crystals, there's some stone called the black tourmaline, which is quite good for protection. So I kind of resonate with that, because my grandma always tell me that the Ose Shango is a black stone that's actually good for protection as well. So, and it's black in color. Now she showed me one when when we were growing up in Nigeria. So and she always talk about how powerful that stone is. Yeah, so Shango is being depicted like that, as a very kingly warrior type, a masculine energy. Yeah, so that is actually balanced by the another warrior, a feminine energy, which is the super duper Oya energy that has to balance the Shango. Yeah, this is a lot of stories that has to be around how loving, how the romantic aspect of the connection between Shango and Oya. I'm not going to get into that now, but I'm going to talk about Oya energy later anyway. So yeah, so this energy is balanced by the presence of the feminine energy, which is Oya, which is actually has to do with the hair we breathe in as well. You see, everything is all linked. So I think the number. I'm trying to get into the number system now, but so that's my where Shango, because people must have read a lot of stuff that has to do with what Shango is. Shango, people talks about Shango being the king. I think the second or third king of Oyo empire. And if you have to talk about that, are they talking about 400 years, 600, 1,600 years ago? I'm not really sure, but because things come from the spiritual energy, I focus more on that. So people talk more on the physical plane that has to do with Shango being around about 400 years ago. That has to be the king of Oyo empire. That's the manifestation, the impersonation, bringing now personalize that spiritual energy into now personal energy now that has to manifest into a physical form called human. So now we have an historical Shango king, King Shango, the ruler of Oyo empire back in I'm not sure if it's the 16th century. From my lineage, I had a story that has to do with the way Shango, the king of Oyo, ordered his troop to go and destroy Ibadan that time, based on the fact that the women and the children saw illegal. Hold on a minute, I'm going to be back on this video. I need to change the battery, so stay tuned. I share.